Hey everyone, today we're going to see how to create a responsive layout with a side Navbar in Flutter. Well, we are going to start with an already created project. If you want to create one, just look at Command Palette and Flutter New Project. Well, after creating that, we are going to start by adding the side Navbar. Well, we also want to make sure that we have everything ordered. So inside the lib folder that is located in the root of our project, we are going to create a new folder, which we are going to call as layout. And inside, we are going to create a navbar file. So we can copy this code in order to make it easier. So I'm just going to copy and I'm going to remove this. Alright, so well, here in the navbar, we are going to define that it's going to be a drawer. This is the one that is going to have all of our menu links. And we can also define the user that is already logged. You can create an user accounts drawer, then place the account name, the account email. We are placing just by default. And you can also place like the user picture. And just to make it easier, we can actually create the folder with the file. So for that, we're going to go to assets. If you don't have it, you can just create that folder inside the root of the project. And we're going to add a new folder that is going to call as images. And inside it, we're going to add our picture, which in this case, I don't have it, but let me try to find any picture that could work for this. All right, let's put this one. So we are going to do right click, reveal and file explorer. And inside images, we are going to add our image. We are going to update this one. Instead of that, it's going to be heart.gif. And remember that we have to update our popspec.jump. We are going to include here that our assets are located into assets, images, and we are going to keep this slash to say that we are going to add all of the images inside the images folder. So now that we have that, we are going to move on with the main layout. For that, we are also going to create a main layout file that is going to be inside layout. So I'm going to create a main layout.dart. And this is only going to call the Navbar. So, all right. Well, here the thing that we are doing is that we are always going to call the main layout for all other pages, and we are going to pass two parameters, which are going to be the title and the child. Remember that the child can be like anything that could be rendered in our page. So for that, we are going to create a scaffold. We are going to set up the app bar with the title that they are providing us in their constructor, and we are going to add the drawer, the navbar as a drawer, and finally we're going to put all of the child inside the body, which means that we are only going to be extended this layout for every of our other pages. Well, now we can actually see we are going to use another library that is going to be responsive read. This will help us to work the same as Bootstrap. We are going to specify how many columns every item is going to occupy depending on the total size of the screen. So for that, we can actually create two views. This is to show the navigation, so I'm going to create them. Well, for that, we can keep again with the good style, that is to separate everything. I'm going to create views, and I'm going to create two views, the following. So I'm going to create following .dart, which is only going to show any text. This is not going to have the responsive grid. So, well, we have to actually import the layout. So let's just check that we did it correctly. Alright, so in this case we are using layout. So that's it. Now we are going to add our other view, that is going to be the home dashboard. Well, this one is going to actually have like the Bootstrap setting, which is going to specify here like how many columns is going to occupy depending of the total size. So I'm going to copy this one, and I'm going to remove all of this. Alright, so I'm going to add my layout, and this one we are going to add it. The good thing of Visual is that we can just click on Quick Fix, and it's going to import us the library. So that is going to update the PubSpec account, and it's going to add it in dependencies. Yeah, if you see here, it was added automatically. Alright, so we now see that we don't have any errors. Well, here we are passing like the title. If you remember, in the main layout, we are defining that title is going to be the one that is going to show up in the app bar. So let's continue. We are going to create a scroll view. This is for, well, this is to adjust the scroll in case that it doesn't fit for mobiles or websites. Then we're going to create the responsive grid call, which is, well, the responsive grid row that is going to have different responsive grid call. And here we can see the size that this element is going to occupy. Basically, this my box is only retrieving like, it's only going to retrieve a square that it has like height and specify things. So, well, with this we already defined our view. Now we only need to update our main.dart because we have to specify the breakdowns for the responsive grid. Alright, well, the main.dart we're going to configure our MaterialApp. Here we can copy this. It's the only thing that we are going to need. And we are only going to update our MaterialApp. This basically defines the behavior that all of the application is going to have, so we can only have one MaterialApp by recommendation. Alright, so from here we can actually ask this to import everything. Okay, this is not adding it, so I'm going to import them. So I'm going to copy the imports. And I am going to add them. So we remember it's going to be layout, and here the good thing is that we can just do quick fix and add responsive. So that is going again to import the dependencies in the pubspec.yaml file. So this is imported twice. Now let's check what we have until now. Well, basically we are seeing that our theme data is going to have like this. We are defining how the app bar theme is going to look like. And it's going to be like white and the text is going to be black. Alright, here we are defining the breakpoints. These are like the recommended for mobile, tablet, desktop, and etc. And we are going to define our routes. This is for actually just calling the navigator push name and to place the homepage. For example, if we go to the Navbar.dart, we are going to see this information. And let me look. Well, home is not defined as that, so I'm going to update it here. So we can just put this and it's going to redirect us to home, but basically it's going to redirect us to this one. So we can have both. And well, I think that's it. We can actually run our application. Remember that to run it, we are going to open the main.dart and click on run. And let's wait. Well, as you can see here, we already have everything. Now let's just ensure that the breakdown is done is correctly. Yeah, as you can see here, it is responsive. So now we're going to open it to check like it's working. As you can see here, we have the picture. Then we have like, well, what we define, only home and following are defined. So let's click in home. All right, now let's click in following. And as you can see here, it's redirecting us to following. Then to home, we can actually, in the navbar, we can place home here. And we're going to see that the URL is going to change. Well, let me just do this. All right, so let's just check what is going on here. We can go to the main.dart and its homepage. Sorry about that. So in the navbar, we're going to put homepage. Yeah, it should match the value that you are placing there. So I'm putting home and now it's completely working, homepage. Well, and if you want to keep reusing this layout, you just have to, for all of your views, you just have to place return main layout and to place your child. Well, if you want to do settings, it's going to be pretty much easier because you can actually just change this and you are going to have like a different layout here. So for example, here it's already in every of the pages. Well, here you have your layout that you can reuse in many pages. Thank you for watching.